The CSA's gardening plan started at the end of the story and worked its way to the beginning. We started with our budget, how much money we would need to cover our living expenses and to do it next year. We worked back from that to decide how much we could sell at market and how much we would be able to sell in CSA shares, and then we used those figures to figure out what our harvest targets were. So on every single harvest day of every week of the entire growing season, we figured out what we were going to be harvesting, and from that decided when we were going to start the seeds and plant. 1.5 acres is dedicated to the CSA program and the market garden. 1/2 acre is dedicated to pick your own flowers, pick your own food, herbs, and pick your own pumpkin patch. 1/2 acre of that 1.5 acres dedicated towards CSA and market garden. We probably have over 30,000 plants that we've started from seed in the greenhouses. The 2 courses that we took that guided us through the crop planning, but also the business planning to guide us through that start to finish line, were Everdale's course Farmers Growing Farmers, the Farm Planner, and Canadian Organic Growers course on CSA market gardening, crop planning. We've harvested rhubarb and some green onions, and in our south greenhouse, which is unheated, we've harvested salad greens, mustard greens. We actually took spinach that overwintered in the south greenhouse, transplanted it into the north greenhouse, and pretty much started harvesting from it within the week. We are also harvesting bok choy, which is an interesting crop to grow. Usually bok choy is grown hydroponically because it takes a lot of water. It's a really juicy plant. So we're growing it in soil, and it's been really interesting to grow and even more fun to eat. To keep this greenhouse warm in the winter, we have a wood stove. What's unique about it is that around the wood stove there's a whole bunch of bricks and airspace that acts like a makeshift Masonic heater. Currently we are getting everything out into the field. So we're transplanting, we're direct seeding, we're seeding all of our seed potatoes, and we're sowing all of our cover crops. And we're still doing a little bit of seeding in the greenhouse, just for things that have a little bit more difficulty with germination. In knowing when I'm going to plant everything, I also know when the beds need to be prepped, when the weeding needs to be done, and I know when things need to be pruned, all off of a schedule. It's in my bag that I carry with me everywhere. And I don't have to think about it. That gives me the freedom to think about the weather, the pests, the patterns that I see on this land and how the land interacts with different varieties. It allows me to be a visceral observer and to learn really intensively about the land that I'm on.